It's Wednesday. Welcome to our Wednesday Wellness Tip. Today's physical tip was inspired by one of my phenomenal patients, Karen. She told me about her profound healing journey. She's been on a retreat with Dr. Joe Dispenza. And if you don't know Dr. Joe Dispenza, he has a powerful story himself. In 1986, he was in a horrible accident while participating in a triathlon. He was hit by a Bronco going about 55 miles an hour. It completely crushed his vertebrae. And of course, 4 neurosurgeons suggested that he have surgery and reconstruct his whole entire spinal column. They told him he'd probably end up in a wheelchair and never walk again. So this was not a good option for him. So he decided to go home, and he decided that the power that creates the body could heal the body. And so he started doing meditation, and he started in his mind reconstructing every vertebrae all the way down his back that had been injured. And he would do this sometimes up to 3 hours a day. And he said that as soon as he would get to the point where a thought would come in of something that he didn't want, for instance, like, oh gosh, what should he do? Sell his practice? Is his life going to be over? He would stop and start all over, reconstructing his vertebrae and focus on what he wanted. He would see himself fully alive, thriving, etc. So he noticed after he did this day after day that finally about week number 6, one day he went completely through his entire reconstruction of his vertebrae, and he never had a negative thought or a thought that he didn't want. And at that moment, he realized something shifted in his body. And through further study, what he realized, he was wiring and firing new circuits in his nervous system and into his brain. And through the years, because now he's written 3 books, and through the years, he's taught us that our brains and our neurocircuits can change. And he's shown us that we are much more powerful than we think, that we are unlimited in what we can do, even when it comes to healing our own bodies. His newest book is called The Supernatural, which again relays many testimonials and examples of people who have rewired their brains and the whole science of neuroplasticity, where we know now that our brains can change and our nervous system can change. So I'd like to show you a video clip from my patient Karen, who describes in detail what this healing journey has done for her and how she articulates what has happened in her healing.
So what we were talking about is disease, and disease is a lowering of your frequency. All disease is just a frequency, and health is a frequency. So you can live your life in disease, which is a lowered frequency, and all the emotions of lower frequencies, suffering and bitterness and anger. But if you choose that you want to be healthy, there's no blaming, no complaining, no excuses, no commiserating, no feeling lack. Those are things that will create disease, and you'll stay in disease. But if you increase your frequency and you increase and you choose to think other things besides the suffering and the bitterness, if you choose the higher frequency, you will heal. So everybody has the ability to heal. We can heal ourselves and we can heal one another, but we do that by changing our frequency, and we operate as a humankind on a higher frequency.
Isn't that powerful? So what Karen showed us is that when we change our thinking and we focus on what we want to create in our healing journey, that creates an environment within for us to achieve our optimal health of body, mind, and spirit.